Welcome, everyone, to our daily life English conversation class. And today, you're going to the movies. You're going to the movies. So, let's first talk about making plans. Before you get to the movies, which of course represents movie theater, in North America, we say the movies, the movie theater, the place where you watch a movie on the big screen. So you need to make plans. And I'm sharing this lesson because this is a text I received from a friend of mine. Well, this text was to me and my husband to go out with her and her husband. Okay. And she said in a text, "Are you guys free tomorrow evening? Dinner and a movie." So that's what she suggested as the plan: dinner and a movie, dinner and a movie. So I thought, why not learn some natural vocabulary? So you can learn here. Are you guys? This is a informal term to refer to a group. It is not gender specific, so you don't need to use it with males because my female friend sent this text to me, a female. Are you guys free? So free, you can replace that with available. Are you guys free tomorrow evening? And then you can do whatever your time reference is. It could be tonight, next weekend, on Monday. So whatever your time reference is. And then instead of having a full sentence form for her suggestion, she just put the words dinner and a movie. Now, the question mark lets me know that she's suggesting this and then wants to know what we think about this dinner and a movie. Otherwise, you could text someone or talk to them on the phone in person and say, "Do you want to go to the movies tonight? Do you want to go to the movies tonight?" So notice that pronunciation. Do you wanna? Do you wanna go? So want to, do you wanna go to? So you go to a location. In this case, the location is the movie theater. And like I said, in North America, we just say the movies. You need this article, the. Do you want to go to the movies tonight? And the movies represents a location. And absolutely, Azam, you can say, "Want to go to the movies tonight?" You don't even need the "do you." That's a very casual way, the way that friends talk to each other. Want to go to the movies? Want to grab a coffee? Want to have dinner? Whatever it might be. How about this? Do you want to catch a movie this weekend? So notice this verb here, to catch a movie. But I want you to notice the difference. In this case, go to the movies. The movies is a location. This represents the movie theater. And the native speakers just shorten that to the movies. The movies in the plural form. This is a location. This is not a location. This is a movie. So it's seeing it as a thing. Do you want to catch a movie this weekend? Native speakers commonly use the verb catch as a replacement to watch or see. It's very common to use the verb see with a movie. Do you want to watch a movie this weekend? Do you want to see a movie this weekend? Do you want to catch a movie this weekend? Or you can use the location. Do you want to go to, because you go to a location? Do you want to go to the movies tonight? Or whatever time reference you want. And yes, the movies represents movie theater, movie theater. And absolutely, you can say, "Do you want to catch a film?" You could. I would say it's not very commonly used by natives. It would be 9 out of 10 would say a movie, not a film. Although you can, like I said, though, 90% of people will not. Now, you can add this on. "We haven't been to the movies in ages." So again, notice, because I have the movies you know it's a location. It's the movie theater, okay? So just make sure you understand that. We haven't been to, because you can use the verb to with location. We haven't been to the movies in ages. So in ages is a represents a long period of time. We don't know how long it is. It just depends on what the speaker views as a very long time. Then they might reply back and say 2 months, which for them, it might be a long time because maybe they usually go every weekend. Or it could be 2 years because they don't normally go to the movies. So it really depends on the speaker. So you can use we haven't been. Is the present perfect because the action of not going started in the past and it continues until now. And this could be the reason why you want to go to the movies, which is the location. Azam said, "Are you free to see a movie on the weekend?" Yeah, you can say that on the weekend. I would just probably say this weekend, if it is, or next weekend, but you can say on the weekend. Again, it probably would just be more common to say this weekend. Are you free to see a movie this weekend? Are you free to see a movie this weekend? Excellent job. I love that. Very natural. Yeah, you can say, I haven't been to the movies for a long time, for a long time. So notice here the preposition is in ages. So everyone practice this. It's a great expression. What is something that you haven't done in ages? In ages. Okay, so I haven't, and then you need an activity. I haven't gone to the gym in ages. Hopefully you don't say that. I haven't eaten vegetables in ages. So it can be anything. It can be a silly example. Share something in the comments to practice this expression and to practice the present perfect. It is possible to use the present perfect continuous depending on the action. The verb to be is a state of verb, so it doesn't go in the continuous form. I haven't danced. I haven't danced. Exactly. So this is a great one. You can say, I haven't danced, which you could be just sitting in your house and dancing. If you say, I haven't gone dancing, I haven't gone dancing, this means that you go to a club or a location where you dance in public with other people, like a salsa club or something like that. So I haven't danced in ages or for a long time. I haven't been dancing or I haven't gone dancing. So that would be to a club, to a salsa club for a long time in ages. I haven't practiced my Spanish in ages. Uh-oh. Well, good thing you didn't say English. I haven't been to the beach in ages. Exactly. Exactly. I love that. I haven't gone dancing in ages. Exactly. So think salsa club with other people. I haven't I haven't gone swimming for a long time. I haven't been to the park in ages. Exactly. Exactly. Very nice. Very nice, everyone. Keep practicing. Keep practicing. Okay, so remember, we are in the context of going to the movies, which is the location. So you can ask your friend, text, in person, on the phone, whatever method of communication. Is anything good playing this weekend? Playing this weekend. So notice I'm using the verb play to represent the movies that are available in the movie theater. Okay, so you can use the verb play. Is anything good playing this weekend? You might simply ask, what's playing? What's playing this weekend? If you say, what's playing this weekend, you're asking for the available movies. So I would expect you to list the names of movies. What's playing this weekend? Is anything good playing this weekend? Is anything good playing this weekend? So this could be a question your friend asks you as you're making plans and you're deciding, do I want to go to the movies? Do I want to go to the movies? Do I want to see a movie? Well, is anything good playing? That's something you can ask. Okay, so yesterday I Googled what movies are playing in my local theater, my local movie theater. And the ones I have in quotations, these are the names of the movies currently playing at the theater. Okay. So Springsteen looks good. So you can replace this with whatever name of movie that you think looks good. So notice here, because Springsteen, even if it were longer, it represents one thing and it's an it. So for the subject is third person singular. And that's why the verb look has an S on it. Looks good. So you're saying there's a movie called Springsteen. I think it will be good. Springsteen looks good. And this can be in reply to, is anything good playing this weekend? Is anything good playing this weekend? Springsteen looks good. Home Alone looks interesting. Exactly. Good is a very basic adjective. You can replace that with whatever adjective you like. I love interesting. Yeah. Game of Thrones looks good. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I love this. Okay. Good Fortune. Remember, all of these are names of movies. Good Fortune looks funny. So underneath Good Fortune, it said that it was a comedy. So that's why I said looks funny, because that's the adjective you want for a comedy. You want a comedy to be funny. Good Fortune looks funny. Good Fortune looks funny. Springsteen could be worth seeing. I love this, Mirik. An excellent job getting your gerund verb. So could be, this is your modal could, because you're not sure. So you're adding some doubt to it. Could be. It also couldn't be, but well, it could be. So there's potential. Could be worth. And then worth is a gerund verb. And that's why your next verb is an ing. Could be worth seeing because you see a movie. Oh, what do you want to see this weekend? Excellent job, Mirik. I love that. Okay. Remember, Good Fortune is the name of a movie. So don't think about it as the meaning of the words. It's just a name of a movie. Good Fortune looks funny, but today it's not available. Yeah, exactly. You can use not available. You can also use the verb play. So, but today it isn't playing. It isn't available. It isn't playing. Both of them are great choices. Titanic looks wonderful. Exactly. Wonderful is an excellent adjective. Very nice. Okay. So After the Hunt, remember, this is the name of the movie. And even if it's longer, just remember that this is one movie. So it's always going to be conjugated as singular, third person singular, unless you say After the Hunt and Springsteen. Then you have two movies. So, of course, it is they. After the Hunt and Springsteen look good. Which one do you want to see? Which one do you want to watch? So, After the Hunt, name of the movie, has gotten good reviews. So good reviews. And in this case, gotten. So notice the first time I pronounced it with the T's. I don't normally do that in fast spoken English. I would do the glottal stop, gotten, gotten. But you can absolutely say gotten, 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 gotten. After the Hunt has gotten good reviews, has gotten good reviews. So notice the use of the present perfect, because After the Hunt is still getting reviews. So the time reference is ongoing. So that's why you would use the present perfect, because it's possible for that to change. Well, now it's getting bad reviews, so it can change. And good reviews, good is a basic adjective. You can replace this with amazing, excellent, incredible, something positive, or you could talk about it negatively, terrible reviews, horrible reviews. So let's not watch that if it's negative. Okay, has gotten. And instead of gotten, if you want to sound a little more formal, which I wouldn't with my friends, I don't want to sound formal with my friends. But for whatever situation, if you're talking to a client or to in a business context about some other context, like using a software product, you might say has received good reviews. Oh, let's use this software product because it has received good reviews. If you want to sound a little more formal, but you can absolutely use gotten in those contexts. Oh, you can make it negative, has not gotten good reviews. Yeah, you can do that. Very nice. Or just use a negative adjective like you did here, has gotten terrible reviews. Yeah, rave is a common adjective with movies or with reviews in general. You could buy a cup on Amazon and then review the cup and say, oh, this cup has gotten rave reviews or whatever product. So with any type of review, it doesn't have to be for the movie specifically. And rave is very positive. Has gotten, so rave, I would say, would be like excellent or incredible. Rave reviews. Yeah, Adolescence, the name of the movie, has gotten wonderful reviews. Very nice. Excellent job. Okay, here's a different expression. Everyone's talking about the new Tron movie. Everyone's talking about the new Tron movie. Okay, so notice here I said about, you talk about, which is why that preposition is here. Talk about. Now, the new movie. The new is connected to movie. Tron is the name of the movie, but this is a series, or at least it's a part two. I never saw part one or the first one, but there's a previous movie called Tron. So you can say the new Harry Potter movie, the new Star Wars movie, because those have previous movies. So if it's a series, you can say the new Harry Potter, the new Tron movie. So notice everyone's talking about. Now, even though people could be talking about the movie negatively without any additional context, I'll assume this is positive. So unless you say something to make it sound negative, you would assume it's positive. Everyone's talking about the new Tron movie. It has gotten great reviews, or it's gotten rave reviews, or excellent reviews. Everyone's talking about the new Viking movie. You could say, if you say movies, it means there's more than one movie called Viking in the theater right now. How about this one? Do you want to see Regretting You? So you can just ask your friend, do you want to see? And then the name of the movie. Do you want to see Tron? Do you want to see Good Fortune? Do you want to see Regretting You? So this is the name of the movie. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Repeat after me. Do you wanna? Do you wanna see? Do you wanna see? And then maybe you can provide the reason why you want to see it. I've heard good things. I've heard good things. So notice here the use of the present perfect again. This is to show a connection to the present. So you heard good things in the past, and because of that, now you want to watch the movie. I've heard good things. And again, good is a basic adjective. You can replace that with something that sounds more positive. Or you could change the sentence structure entirely and say, I don't want to see Regretting You. I've heard terrible things. So you could state your opinion. I don't want to see the name of the movie. I've heard terrible things, or it's gotten terrible reviews. Yeah. Do you want to see Thamba? You don't have to include the word movie. So if Thamba is the name of the movie, you would just say, do you want to see Thamba? You don't need to put it in quotation marks. I'm just doing that to make it obvious that these words are the name of the movie. Do you want to see Thamba? I've heard good things. The only time you would use movie after if it's the new Thamba movie. And there's already been another Thamba movie in the past. You can say film grammatically, but native speakers in North America don't use film as a replacement to movie very commonly. I've said this to another student, but I would say 9 out of 10 native speakers, maybe even 9.5, would say movie, not film. All right. So you're talking about making plans, you're discussing the movies. Now let's talk about finalizing plans. So before we do, though, here I have a free speaking guide for you. So you can get this on my website. In this guide, I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. So you can take all the vocabulary that you're learning today and you can actually feel confident using it and use it fluently. That's exactly what I share in this free guide. So make sure you download it. It's absolutely free. Just go to my website, enter your name and email, and then this will be emailed to you. And also, if you're enjoying this lesson, I want to make sure you're enjoying the style of lesson, you enjoy the vocabulary that you're learning. Put yes, 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 yes in the comments, like this lesson, and of course, subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new movie. All right, woohoo. We got some students liking the lesson. I am so happy to see that. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Woohoo. Okay, well, let's keep going and we'll talk about finalizing plans. And thank you so much, Ariel. I appreciate that. Woohoo. Let's keep going. Awesome, everyone. Okay, so we're talking about finalizing plans, and I've chosen the movie Tron. Remember, it's the name of the movie, Tron. That's the name of the movie. So you can just use name of the movie, Tron is playing. Remember, we talked about that's the verb you would use to play. So it's in the present continuous. Tron is playing at 6:50 and 9:45. Movies seem to always start at random times. I guess 6 or 9:45 is a little more specific, but 6:50, they're always kind of random times. So Tron is playing at 6:50 and 9:45. Now, notice here, I'm making plans with a friend. Let's do the 9:45. So here, the 9:45, the 9:45. This represents the movie that's playing at 9:45. So you can shorten all of that and just say the 9:45, the 9:45. And notice I'm using the verb do. Native speakers commonly use the verb do as a replacement to other verbs. But it just depends because sometimes you need a different verb, but in this case, let's do, which means let's select, let's choose, let's go to the 9:45, let's see the 9:45, let's watch the movie at 9:45. So all of those could be other ways, but native speakers will just commonly use the verb do. Let's do the 9:45 and we can grab a bite before. So before the movie starts, we can grab a bite. So grab a bite means have a meal. We can have a meal. We can have dinner. Grab a bite. Let's do the 9:45 and we can grab a bite before. We can grab a bite Let's get there at 9 and stick around for a while. Yep. Very nice. You can say that. Let's do the second show. Yeah, you can say that. Absolutely. Let's do the second show or let's do the later show. So in this case, we have earlier. You would use the ER because it's a comparative. You're comparing 6:50 to 9:45. One is earlier, one is later. But you could also say, let's do the first show. Let's do the second show. An excellent job getting the, because first, second, third, fourth, they're ordinal numbers. So you need the. Let's do the second show. Let's do the later show. Let's do the 9:45. All of those are alternatives. Love it. Very good job. We can dinner before? No, because dinner is not a verb. So dinner is a noun, it's a something. So you can say we can have dinner, we can get dinner, we can grab dinner. So you need a verb. Have, get, grab would be the most common verb choices. Dinner is a noun. So here, a bite is the noun. A bite represents a meal. And grab is the verb, but you can use get, have a bite, grab a bite, get a bite. All of those would be common. Let's keep going. Tron's only playing at 9:45 in the VIP. So here, remember you were going to do the later show, the second show, 9:45. So Tron's only playing at 9:45 in the VIP. So I don't know in your city if you have different styles of theater, so of movie theater. So in my city, in the same building, there will be one theater, one area that is a VIP theater, which is more expensive. Of course, VIP represents like higher level, exclusive. So it's more expensive. So you're saying, oh, Tron's only playing at 9:45 in the VIP, which means you have to purchase the VIP ticket, which is more expensive. And then there's the regular theater. Sometimes there's ones like a 3D theater or ones where your chair like shakes. I don't know the name of those, but there's other styles of theaters, it seems. So then you might say the only seats left for the 9:45 are super close to the front because now when you get your ticket, you get it online and you can select your seat. At least in my city, you can. So you know where you're going to be sitting before you get to the theater. So here, the only seats left for the 9:45 are super close to the front. So you can see the seats available and super close to the front. So you have the front of the theater, which is where the screen is, and super close. Using super, of course, means very close. Now with close to, you need that preposition to, the front. You could say close, super close to the screen. So you watch a movie on a screen, on a screen. So you could say super close to the front, super close to the screen. And this is viewed as a negative in my mind. I don't know. Where do you like to watch a movie? I certainly don't like to be close to the front. So maybe you say there are lots of seats left for the 6:50. There are lots of seats left for the 6:50. So the 6:50 represents the movie playing at 6:50. So you can just use the 6:50. And left means remaining or available to purchase. There are lots of seats left, and lots of means a large number of. Thank you so much, Benjamin. I appreciate that. There are lots of seats left for the 6:50. So this is a positive. You can choose where you want to sit, where you want to sit. So notice the noun form is a seat. So this represents the chair you sit in, but the verb is sit, of course. So if you're in a mall and you're trying to find a spot at a food court, you can say, "Oh, there's a seat over there. There's a seat over there." But you could use the verb and say, "Let's sit over there. Let's sit over there." Good question, Raj. You could say there are a lot of, there are lots of. There is no difference in meaning. Difference grammatically is there different sentence structures, and both of them use the preposition of. So a lot of, lots of. Lots of is a little more casual. It's a little more everyday. It's probably the one native speakers will most commonly use in speech. Yeah, you could say there are a few seats left, but this sounds more like not many. So it doesn't sound like the same meaning as lots of. So lots of, a few seats left. Lots, a few. So that would be the difference in quantity that I would think. If we go to the 650, we can grab a bite after. Remember, these people are finalizing plans and they were going to go to the later movie and grab a bite before. So now they're changing their plans because there weren't seats available and the seats were expensive. So if we go, so this is a conditional, they haven't confirmed this. If we go to the 650, the movie playing at 650, you can just say the 650. If we go to the 650, we can grab a bite after. So the movie is about 2 hours. So you can grab a bite around 8:50, 9 o'clock. Yeah. And a bite, it can mean a meal. It can also mean a snack. So natives would replace it with both. And it's just the context that makes it obvious. If you and your friend already ate dinner and you say to your friend, "Do you want to grab a bite?" then she would understand it means a small meal. So it can mean a meal, a snack, depending on context. Yeah, you can change the order. We can get a bite afterwards if we go to the 650. So you just need if we go. Otherwise, it's not correct, that second part. Very nice. So now your friend says, "Okay, let's do the 650 instead." So they're using instead because previously they were discussing the 945. So they're saying instead of the 945. And again, we're using that verb do to represent let's select the 650. Let's go to the 650. Let's see the movie at 650. So you can just use the verb do. Okay, let's do the 650 instead because I'm not sitting at the front. So this could be the reason why you want to choose the 650 because remember at the 945 there were only seats at the front. But remember I said you can use seat, which is the noun, or you can use the verb sit. I'm not sitting at the front. So at the front of the movies. So at the front, at the front. Yeah, Jorge, I don't like sitting at the front. No, definitely not. I don't want to sit at the front. Exactly. You could say, "I don't want a seat." So using the noun form, a seat at the front. And yes, Manuel, left means free to purchase, available. So remaining. Very nice. I would like to sit at the back. Exactly. I'd like to sit at the back. Very nice. So now they have the seat map. So the page that shows all the available seats, usually they have the X's. So this would be when you're selecting your seat on a plane as well, or train, or any other place where you select your seat. You have the seat map, so you can choose your seat. So what about? This is used What about is used to state your preference, but in the form of a question. What about row G? So it's like saying, do you want to sit in row G? Should we select row G? You can say, what about? What about row G? So rows go this way. Rows in a movie theater. On a plane, it could be different, but rows, and then so that would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So to get the location, generally they do A to Z for seats at my theaters, at least. And then you might ask a clarifying question. Is that too close to the front? Is that too close to the front? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Is that too close to the front? Is that too close to? So notice you need this preposition to. Is that too close to the front? And then your friend could reply and say, row G looks good. Row G looks good. So row G is conjugated as third person singular. It looks good. So you're saying, I like this row. I think it is good. Row G looks good. But row N has two seats right in the center. So you have your row, and then this is the center of the row. So this would be the left side, the right side, the center. So maybe row G, in terms of distance from the screen, is a good option, but there's only seats available on the left side or on the right side. But then row N has seats right in the center. Right in the center. You don't need the word right. Right is used to just make it sound more exact. Oh, it's right in the center. I got there right on time. So you can absolutely say on time, but right on time, right in the center. It makes it sound more precise. So row G looks good, but row N has two seats right in the center. So now instead of asking, you're suggesting, let's take those. Let's take those. So take means you're going to select them. There are different verbs you could use. Let's get those. Let's buy those. Let's book those. Let's choose those. Let's select those. Let's take those. Sometimes in English, there are just many different ways you could communicate an idea. And in this case, there are many different ways, 6 common ways that I counted. Let's take those. Let's take those seats. Let's take. So take, you can think about it as select. What about in the middle? Great job. What about in the middle? Is it okay for you? Very nice. Or maybe someone says, let's take those. But then you say, oh, I don't like sitting in the middle. So I would say I don't like, and then I would just use my verb in ing. I don't like sitting in the middle. Or I would just use my noun. I don't like doing something, or I don't like something. I don't like the middle. I don't like the middle. I don't like sitting in the middle. I like to sit in the back. Very nice. That would be row. So I maybe row R or Q. Okay. I don't want to sit in the middle. Exactly. You can say that for sure. Very nice. Okay. So then this person, let's take those. So this person suggested it, didn't ask as a question, stated it as a preference, which is very commonly done. Let's take those. Let's take those. Yeah, reserve could definitely be one of those words. And then the person says, okay, row N it is. Row N it is. So this is used to confirm that, yes, let's take row N, let's reserve, let's book, let's choose, let's select. So if you're talking about what time you want to meet, what type of restaurant you want to go to, where you want to go. Someone could say, "Oh, let's go to the park today." Okay, the park it is. The park it is. Let's grab sushi before the movie. Okay, sushi it is. So whatever the preference suggested, you can use blank it is to confirm. Okay, row N it is. It is. So notice that pronunciation, row N, but just listen to the it is, because of course row N will be replaced with whatever. Row N it is. It is. It is. So a little bit of a a soft D sound to connect. It is. It is. It is. Okay, row N it is. Row N it is. So now you selected row N and you're entering your information, your payment details, and then you tell your friend, it's asking if we want to buy snacks now and save 10%. So I don't know about you, but often when you're checking out, so to check out, that's the verb. That means to finalize your purchase. You can use this in a grocery store. When you check out, you purchase your food, your items, but you can also use this when you're purchasing anything online. So when you're checking out, it might ask you different questions. So one of the questions they may ask at a movie theater is if you want to buy snacks now. And maybe they give you some sort of incentive to buy snacks so you can save 10%, or maybe you get something for free if you buy something. So it's asking. It represents the system. So the website, the web page, the system. It is asking. It's in the present continuous because it's doing this now. It's asking if we want to buy snacks now at the time of checkout and save 10%. It's asking. It's asking if we want to buy snacks now and save 10%. Jolanta, I hope there won't be anybody tall in front of us. Oh, for sure. For sure. That's a good one. I like that. And then maybe to reply to this, so your friend wants to know basically, do you want to buy snacks now? And you can say, let's wait and see how we feel. Let's wait and see how we feel since we're eating after. So this could be the reason why. So let's wait. Let's wait and see how we feel. So see how we feel represents at the time of the movie. So at 6:45 on Saturday, will I want popcorn? Well, how can I know that today, Tuesday at 3:00? So that's the see how we feel. See how we feel at the time. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how we feel. Let's wait and see how we feel since we're eating after. So this could be another reason why. Since. So since in this case, you could replace it with because we're eating after. Since we're eating after. I don't know if they do, Luli, to be honest. I just use this as an example. It seems like a logical thing, but I actually don't know if that's true. But I know when I book a flight, often when I book a flight, they ask me if I want to purchase food at the time of the booking. So I don't know. So now your friend presses the button, and at that time, it says, congratulations, order complete. So you can say, okay, booked, booked. Notice that pronunciation, booked, with a soft T. Booked. Booked. Okay, booked. This is like saying, okay, the tickets are booked. The tickets are booked. That would be the passive form. You could say, okay, I booked the tickets, which would be the active form. And absolutely, where's Natalia? You can say, okay, done. Done. Nice. Very nicely done. Okay, done. Okay, booked. Okay, reserved. Exactly. You could use that as well. Okay, reserved. And now you're just confirming with your friend the details. Row N, seats 20 and 21 at 6:50 for Tron. All right, that's all the information you need to go to the movies and watch watch Tron. So what else? You've booked your tickets. So now you need to get there. So getting there, let's talk about transportation. You can say, do you want to come over to my place first? And then I'll drive. So maybe your friend lives farther from the theater and your house is on the way to the theater. So rather than taking two cars and parking two cars, you're offering this. So do you want to come over to my place? You don't have to use over. You could say, do you want to come to my place first? Place represents my house, my condo, my apartment, whatever style of dwelling you have, you can just use place. Do you want to come to my place first? Do you want to come over to my place first? Over is very commonly used by natives. Do you want to come over tonight? Do you want to come over? I'm having people over. So it's very commonly used. And then I'll drive. I'll drive. So I'll drive to the theater. And then maybe your friend replies and says, I have some errands to run before, so it's probably safer to meet there. It's probably safer to meet there. Now, safer in this case is nothing about security. It's not about crime or threats to your security. It's about maybe the time. If I have to go to your house, I might get there late and then we won't get to the movie on time. So that's the risk. It's not to your personal safety, it's to making it to the theater on time. So in that context, you can say it's safer to meet there. Probably adds some doubt to it. It just makes it sound less definitive. It's probably safer to meet there. And there represents at the movies, at the theater. I have some errands to run. So errands, those are things that you need to do for your daily life or for your house. So they could be things like you have to buy some toilet paper. You have to get milk. So buying food or supplies. You have to fill up your car with gas. For some reason, you have to get your car washed. Maybe you're having people over and you want them to see your clean car. So those are examples of errands. Maybe you have to drop off a package, pick up a package, things like that. Those are errands, and you run errands. So I have some errands to run is focusing on errands, which is a thing. It's a noun, but you can say I have to run some errands. So the word order is flexible. I have some errands to run. I have to run some errands before the movie starts. So it's probably safer to meet there. We will get to the movie on time if we meet at the theater because the errands I have to run are the other side of town, for example. All right, let's keep going. Now you're discussing getting there or beforehand, so maybe you can offer to your friend, do you want to meet for a coffee before? Do you want to meet for a coffee? You could say, do you want to grab a coffee? Do you want to get a coffee? Do you want to have a coffee before? But here is using the verb meet. And you can meet for something. You can meet to do something, or you can meet for something. Do you want to meet for a coffee? Do you want to meet for a coffee before the movie starts? And of course, you can replace coffee with whatever you want. Sure, let's say 6:30. So let's say is you're suggesting the time. Let's say 6:30. Let's say 6:30. Let's say 6:30. So sure is saying, yes, I want to meet for a coffee. Native speakers commonly use the word sure as a replacement to yes. Sure. It's a friendly way of saying yes. Sure. Let's say 6:30. Let's say 6:30. But then your friend says, the movie's at 6:50. So that's not enough time. The movie is at 6:50. You can say the movie starts at 6:50 because that is the start time. The movie is at 6:50. The movie starts at 6:50. So that's not enough time. So is connecting the two ideas. The movie's at 6:50. That's not enough time. You need to connect those two ideas together. You can do that with so. The movie's at 6:50, so that's not enough time. And that represents 6:30. So you're saying no to 6:30 and you're just providing the reason why. Now you're providing an alternative. How about 6? So this person said, let's say, and then this person's using how about 6? How about 6? And then again, remember I said sure is very commonly used as a replacement to yes. Sure, that works. And native speakers use that works to confirm whatever was suggested, that yes, you want to do it, or yes, you think that's a good idea. Sure, that works. Sure, that works. That works. So 6 o'clock works. 6 o'clock is a good time. Sure, that works. Sure, that works. And then, great. See you at 6. Great. See you at 6. See you at 6. So just that final confirmation so your friend knows. Great. See you at 6. So now the day has come and you're finally at the movies. So you can say at the theater, at the movie theater, and natives most commonly use at the movies, at the movies, at the movies. So you can ask your friend, are you getting popcorn or anything? So notice or anything. Rather than listing out different items, you can just say or anything. And anything represents any snacks, any drinks, any food, or anything. Are you getting popcorn? Instead of this entire thing, you could just ask, are you getting any snacks? Are you getting any snacks? Now, notice popcorn is an uncountable noun. So you don't say, I'm eating popcorns with an S. Because of that, there's no any. But you could say, are you getting any popcorn? You could. Are you getting any snacks? But don't add an S to popcorn. Are you getting popcorn or anything? Or anything? Or anything? Any snacks? Are you getting any snacks? Are you getting any snacks? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, definitely. But let's find our seats first. So let's find our seats. Of course, find means locate. Now, you already know you're sitting in row N, seats 20 and 21, but you just want to make sure you know where they are, you know how to get there, because when it's dark, it's harder to find your seats, right? So, but let's find our seats first. So you might want to leave your jacket there, leave your bag there, something like that. I don't know. It's just a common thing to do. Oh, definitely. But let's find our seats first. And then you might say to your friend, "Did you see the line for popcorn? It's crazy." So, did you see the line? C represents did you notice? Did you notice the line for popcorn? And line represents the people standing in line to order popcorn. And it's crazy. So, here, crazy represents it's very long. The line is very long. Did you see the line for popcorn? It's crazy. Now, popcorn is just the quintessential snack at the theater, but you can use this to represent all snacks that you purchase. So, popcorn, chocolate, Twizzlers, drinks. You can just use the word popcorn. Native speakers commonly do, but you could replace that for, did you see the line for snacks? Did you see the line for snacks? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, everyone is getting snacks. So maybe you say to your friend, "Okay, you get in line now, and I'm just going to run to the bathroom. I'm just going to run to the bathroom." So you get in line now to reserve our spot in line because it's going to take a really long time. I'll be able to go to the bathroom, come back, and the line will still be continuing. Now, I'm just going to run to the bathroom. We commonly use this verb run to say you're going to do something quickly. So this sounds like I'm going to be back very quickly because your friend might be like, "Well, what if I get to the front of the line and you're not back yet?" So this verb is used to suggest quickness. I'm just going to run to the bathroom. So bathroom is the terminology you would use in a public place like a mall or a restaurant, or in this case, the movie theater, the bathroom, the bathroom. And now you can order. So I'll get a small popcorn, and maybe you want to specify something like with no butter, with no butter, with no butter, or with extra butter, whatever your preference might be. I'll get a, and then small, medium, large, extra large, whatever your preference is. And then, of course, you can order whatever specific snacks. I'll get a small popcorn and a large Coke or whatever your drink preference is. I'll get a. I will. I'll get a. I'll get a. I'll get a small popcorn with no butter. And then you say to your friend, "Oh my God, look at the size of your drink. It's massive." I'm always blown away by how large the sizes are at movie theaters. So you might say, "Oh my God, look at the size of your drink. It's massive." It's massive. So make some sort of comment on your friend's choice. Or you might make a comment like, "You didn't get any popcorn? You didn't get any popcorn?" Now, although this is a question, you're more saying it as an observation, like, "Why didn't you?" Or, "I can't believe you didn't. You didn't get any popcorn?" And you can say it perhaps with some surprise. "You didn't get any popcorn? What's wrong with you? Why not?" And now let's go find our seats. Let's go find our seats. So you can use the verb find to just mean you're going to locate and then sit down. I don't want to miss the trailers. I don't want to miss the trailers. So trailers is very commonly used. You could say trailers, previews, coming attractions is a little more formal sounding, but trailers is very commonly used. Let's go find our seats. I don't want to miss the trailers. I don't want to miss the trailers. And maybe before the movie starts, did you put your phone on silent? Did you put your phone on silent? So this is asking it as a question. So on silent represents on silent mode. So maybe you could just turn it off, put it on airplane mode, turn off the ringer. There are different ways, but someone might ask, "Did you turn off your phone? Did you turn off your phone?" But most people don't actually turn their phones off. They just put it on silent or airplane mode. Did you put your phone on silent? Did you put your phone on silent? Maybe they could use it as a remember to put your phone on silent, or make sure your phone's on silent. So there are other ways you could say that. Yeah, on silent, on silent. And then the final thing that you can say to your friends, because your friend's just talking, shh, it's starting. It's starting. So it, of course, represents the movie. The movie is starting. And I don't know what noise you make in your native language. So you can let me know, is this the same noise you would make? Because if you want someone to stop talking, you go, shh, shh. You can sometimes put your finger up to your mouth and do shh, but you don't have to, but it's very common. Shh. Or you can just do shh. Is that the same thing you would do in your native language? I want to know. So let me know. And that's the last thing you can say. And then it's movie time. Shh, it's starting. Shh. Oh, so you do, like, how would that sound? Psst, psst. Is that how it would sound? Psst, psst. Interesting. Shh. It's the same for you in Venezuela? Shh. Good to know. Good to know. No, because, well, you mean shut up. Shut up. But shut up is rude. Is neutral. It can be rude depending on how you use it, but saying shut up to someone is quite rude. So no, that's not what we would say. You would say shh. All right, everyone. And that's the end of our class. You are ready for the movies. And remember to get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You learned a lot of vocabulary today. So now you can use this guide to make sure you can use your vocabulary fluently, correct grammar, correct pronunciation, and also confidently as well. So you can open your mouth and feel confident using these in the real world. So just go to my website, JForrestEnglish.com, enter your name and email, and then this will be emailed to you. Make sure you check your junk and spam folders as well. All right, everyone. And did you enjoy this lesson? It was fun. Put yes, yes, yes if you did. If you want to learn more daily life English in different scenarios, different situations. All right. Woohoo. You're very welcome, Carlos. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yes, shh. Oh, I'm glad it came in handy. Yes, lots of useful vocabulary for sure. And a lot of this you can use in different situations like booking, choosing a seat, all the expressions to confirm a time. You can use those in any situation, not just for the movies. All right, you're very welcome. Woohoo. So glad you enjoyed the lesson, everyone. You're very welcome. I'm so glad you participated. Awesome. You're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Woohoo. All right. Have a good one as well. Bye, Ariel. Nice to see you again. And goodbye to everyone. Bye.